today we like to explore myth and media, and today offering is Mickey 17. And this is a high concept sci-fi film that really digs into some ancient questions, like dressed in this future tech. And it's actually kind of cool, and it really gets into the ideas of what makes you you, or you special or particular. And this is a great film. Director, Bong Joon-ho from Parasite and Snowpiercer. And he blends this like kind of political world wrapped in this post-apocalyptic kind of like, it's a very strange, unique kind of world. And he takes us from this novel written by Edward Ashton, and this has got some decent talent. So it's, Robert Pattinson, who I didn't always like, but he plays Mickey Barnes, who's the main character, and he's got some great supporting cast. This Naomi Aki, Stephen Yu, Tony Collette, Mike Ruffalo, and he has this signature style that I'm noticing from this director. I think is really cool, and there's a lot of symbolism in here for us to talk about. So let's get right into it, okay? So the plot overview, without any spoilers, my dude, is that humanity is colonizing a frozen exoplanet called Niflheim, and Mickey is an expendable, a disposable human sent on suicide missions, only to be resurrected the next day through cloning. But when one Mickey dies and the next one wakes up, are they both existing at the same time? So things get really like crazy with the philosophical, political part of it. So let's dig right into it. And right off the bat, it's loaded with some real symbolism. As you see, its name Niflheim. This is not accidental. Obviously, this is very symbolic. This tells a lot. So if we go to what is Niflheim in Norse mythology, this is Old Norse meaning mist home or world of fog, and it was one of the 9 realms in Norse cosmology. It is the primary realm of cold, darkness, ice, and mist, lying opposite of Muspelheim, which is the fiery world. Now, these two worlds being on the extreme opposites of ice and cold, like had a meeting point, and it became this creation for life point, this void called Gununga Gap. And in that realm, in that space between these two, that's where life got started. Okay. So, this place sits like at this convergence where the creation of life takes place. Now, interestingly, it also contains Helheim, which is the realm of the dead, obviously, and ruled by Hell. So Niflheim is the place of both a womb and a tomb in terms of the origin story and its, oblivion realm. It's all in that place. So, they're saying a lot by the choice that they tie into with this mythology. Then, of course, there's the characters. And Mickey is like this myth character. He is offering his body again and again and again to build a world that isn't going to be his. He's not just expendable. He is a sacrifice archetype. There's shades of this rhythm that is like, it's almost Osarian, where he is broken and he dies and he's broken in these pieces and he's rebuilt. So there's a lot going on with this character, and Pat does a brilliant job kind of representing multiple characters, and he does it well. Then there's this commander figure, which is Mark Ruffalo, and he presents like this kind of maniacal, oppressive leadership. Like, he really represents like the billionaire archetype who wants to go into space and run things in his own way, and that's what comes out of it. Then there's the character Natasha, who's his like anchor to humanity. She reminds him of emotion and love and rebellion, and so there's some great interaction. And what we see, what the movie really points at, is questions like identity and the soul itself. Like, can you replicate a soul? Are you just copying data? And this kind of goes to the idea of the soul versus this life force. That they're two different things. Like they can't exist without each other. It's that this life itself is linked to this soul. They are components. So it's it challenges a lot. And then we're talking about cloning and replacement. And this is a warning about the future, where the soul is kind of replaced with service. Its individuality is overwritten by this productivity. And of course, there is this space exploration component, which you can't get around. It's the central theme here. And the colonists can't survive without exploiting Niflheim's ecosystem. And this is like, it's a very old colonial story. They're just wearing spacesuits. and it ties into just like Niflheim is this cold, wild, unknowable world. Like, it's not a tameable world. And, he kind of becomes this interesting character that represents, layers of friendship, layers of loneliness, because we see these like massive dynamics with his girlfriend and Stephen Young, who plays his best friend, who's like the worst friend of all time. And he never really gets his in the end. But the film kind of forces you to sit back and think about some pretty deep concepts, because there's an interplay between a couple of the multiples. I'm not going to give anything away. That gets very interesting when you see these moments where I am me and you are the clone, and we see it kind of repeated over and again. But these guys are so different that it really brings to life that component is true. And at what point am I saying, am I continuing on this line? Which is going to challenge a lot about, space, like real space exploration. They're not going to bring you, like, you're not going to make it in space, but some version of you, maybe some like clone of you, or some, uploaded consciousness of you does, which is kind of what we're talking about. So a lot of deep themes that they pack in this movie. I thought it was well executed. And, for me, always, anytime you get so much mythology and actually symbolism and like deep concepts like, cloning, ideas of the soul and identity and space exploration all in one, I feel really good about it. So it's definitely a film I should check out, and we're going to explore some of the concepts in there, especially when we talk about the soul itself and the idea of cloning and copying.